G'day everybody, welcome back to Wanderstop on episode 20. Hope you guys are doing well. We are in the somber, rainy version of the clearing. Apparently we're going home soon. Not entirely sure when. But surprisingly, in this version of the clearing, we have met Nana again. So, Borrow and Nana apparently are the only constants. Well, perhaps maybe that's not entirely true. We've heard of the Dirk Warhard novels, which are also quite constant in this world. We just get different volumes all the time. And we have sort of heard from people before who we have met in the past. It's just that Nana is the only one who has shown up a second time in the clearing. So that's kind of interesting. There's not really anything else for us to do, no one to really talk to or anything like that. I'm not even sure where Nana is. Oh, okay, Nana's over there, still in her shop. And we managed to secure the Borrow, let's call it figure, doll, whatever you want to call it, I guess. So I figure maybe we just place this down, and that can maybe feature up top right there. That looks good. But aside from that, I suppose we also have this picture from Borrow, which he made himself, apparently. I do quite like it, actually. Perhaps maybe we can replace... do we replace that one? I do like that photo as well. It's so hard to choose what decorations to keep and what to remove. But I reckon maybe this one's gonna go. I was sort of hoping that there was something special about this picture that we could see if we waited long enough, but I don't think that's happening, guys. So let's swap that out. Yeah, that's a good spot for Borrow and I. So this picture, however, we're going to have to get rid of. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. Perhaps maybe, since there's not really too much going on, we can use this opportunity to just remove stuff that we don't need. Do we even need boiling water for it? Perhaps maybe I don't even need to boil the water and I can just throw this in right away. Because if we can do that... Yeah, okay, that's good. We may as well do that when we need to. That'll speed up the process. And it's always nice to feed this tree in the middle of the shop. So we'll just pour all of this out. Probably didn't need that much water, did we? There we go. So yeah, the real difference is the amount of flowers that start showing up, but I think perhaps maybe different types of flowers for different versions of the clearing. Oh, Nana wants to speak to us again, so we shall do that. Do we have everything organized? I mean, we've got tea bowls, teacups, we've got coffee at the ready, so I don't really think that there's too much for us to do, aside from having a chat with Nana again, and seeing what kind of advice she's prepared to impart on us this time. Hey, you there. Come here. What's up, Nana? Look over there. The child. The one behaving like a little gremlin. Where's its parents? I honestly don't know. I asked, but she wouldn't tell me. Kids off the leash, running around, causing havoc. Don't like it. That's it. That's all I had to say. Now get out of here. Bye, Nana. Wait! Don't leave. Yes? Coffee. I need another coffee. The old girl's running dry here. Will you give me another item from your shop if you do? Or if I do, rather? Another item? Come on, don't tell me you're just barging right into negotiations like that. Hasn't anyone ever taught you to haggle? This is basic stuff, kid. Ah, in fact, here it is. Professor Currency's Guide to Economics, I think. Volume 6. Covers haggling front to back. Study up, then do me a favor and don't waste my time from now on. Oh, and bring me that coffee. You bring me a coffee and maybe we'll assess the trading another item situation. Maybe. Possibly. I promise nothing. The last coffee you brought me was a little weak. Let's kick this one up a notch. You're gonna make a batch with 3 beans this time and pour it into a cup. Then make a second batch of warm water with whaling, 1 more coffee bean, and actually get the melium out of there. I hate vanilla. Got no idea what I was thinking. Just put some cinnamon in there instead, you hear? Needs a bit of a kick. Then pour that baby on top of the 3-bean coffee. You got all that? Sheesh. I gotta just make the dang thing myself. You're lucky I'm so busy tending this stall. Well, stop talking to me and get the heck to it. Alright, alright. Well, I mean, we have read one of these economics books before. I can say that it's a little bit dry, but we may as well have a look at it. How many pages is this? 7 pages. Alright, well, that's not so bad. Welcome back, reader, to the thrilling world of economics. If you've read each volume of my book series up until now, no we haven't, but thank goodness for that, then you should already be comfortable with such topics as inflation, scarcity, counterfeit dollar bills, the scremular effect, imaginary taxes versus actual taxes, and all 7 methods of exporting dairy. In this volume, however, we will be focusing on one singular topic, haggling. Haggling is the great paradox of economics. If everything has a price, why should the price change via negotiation? In this sense, haggling is a sort of economic black magic, a forbidden art to be called upon only in the most dire of circumstances. In some countries, excessive use of haggling can lead to a drastic prison sentence. Of course, a person skilled in haggling can quite easily reduce the prison sentence down to practically nothing. When is it appropriate to haggle? There are 3 generally accepted circumstances in which price negotiation is called for. First, when the vendor has used cosmic witch energy to artificially raise the price of a product. Cosmic witch energy? Witches are widely known for being disdainful of the basic tenets of capitalism, and will therefore lend their powers to unscrupulous vendors in an effort to offset the market. Second, it is acceptable to haggle on behalf of a small orphan child who's sickly, ill, and only has a single coin to his name, who hands you the coin and coughs pitifully, asking if you'll please help him buy a loaf of bread for himself and his sister. And he knows that a single coin isn't enough for bread, but won't you please see if you can somehow negotiate the price down? And finally, it is acceptable to barter within a government-approved 12-foot by 12-foot haggle zone if properly sanitized. How does one go about haggling? For many centuries, the most common way to initiate a negotiation was by declaring the code phrase, "Good gravy with spices. Let's haggle these prices." So what? Which would then be responded to in the affirmative with, "I'm ready, I'm willing, I'll fight for each shilling." However, starting in the plated era, customs began to shift in favor of more physically confrontational methods such as haggle slapping. Over time, haggle slapping waned in popularity due to government regulation, and a more formalized combat handshake took its place. Combat handshake? You are, of course, welcome to use a combination of these 3 methods depending on local customs. So let's say the pre-haggling rites have been completed and the negotiation itself has begun. Now what? It's time to remember the number 1 rule of haggling. Always, always reject the first offer. It makes no difference what the content of the first offer is, even if you've been offered everything you're seeking plus another 25% on top, you turn it down. Be sure to couch your rejection in a pithy, condescending remark like, okay, we've gotten all the pathetic joke offers out of our system. Let's get down to business. The reason for this is simple. Haggling is all about establishing dominance. The person with the most confidence is always the one who wins the haggle, regardless of what the actual terms of the deal end up being. And the most important aspect of confidence is knowing that you could walk away at any time for any reason. You must be willing to burn everything you cherish to the ground at the drop of a hat simply to spite someone who is slightly more arrogant than you. For this reason, after you reject the first offer and your opponent makes a counteroffer, the sensible thing to do is to strongly consider rejecting the second offer as well. Regardless of the details, many business people will flip a coin to decide whether to even consider the second offer or reject it outright. Of course, coin flips are well known for their better than average odds, so you may wish to instead roll a series of weighted dice to create a higher likelihood of turning the offer down. I mean, if you put it that way, you may as well reject it, right? If you've made it to the third offer, well done. You are now entering the vaunted master's inner circle of haggling. If up until this point the negotiations have been like a game of checkers, from here it becomes more like a game of 8-dimensional underwater chess played both forward and backward in time, entirely within the mind of a genius 12-year-old who's simultaneously crushing the world's leading chess championship in a real-life chess game on top of a mountain. At this point, there are no hard and fast rules of haggling. You will only succeed on the combination of instinct, experience, and brutal intimidation. If there is one rule you remember, it should be this: always be willing to walk away at any time for any reason. If your opponent comments on how fair and equitable this deal is, consider walking away simply to demonstrate superiority. If he mentions how hard times have been for him and what an incredible blessing this deal will be to help his family get back on their feet, you should walk away simply to test the legitimacy of his "I have a family" story. And if he ever shows you pictures of his family, immediately excuse yourself so that you can report him to the police for family-based fraud. Family-based fraud is the most morally detrimental to society of all crimes committed by man. This degenerate will spend the rest of his life behind bars. With this information, you should now have a firm grasp of the ins and outs of haggling. Continue to study and apply yourself through practice, and complete mastery of price negotiation will be close. And complete mastery of price negotiation will be close at hand. I'll see you in the next volume of Professor Currency's Guide to Economics, where we'll review over 150 ways of identifying a family-based fraudster just by the look in his eyes. Yeah, I don't know about that advice, guys. There's nothing about sincerity in there. Surely there are some people who are just simply sincere out there about stuff. Goodness me. Well, we've got place for one more book. I don't know if this is ever going to be the last book that we ever gather, but we shall see. We shall see. All right, we need to get making that coffee though. So again, this one is a pretty challenging coffee request. So hot water with 3 beans, and then a second sort of warm brew with 1 bean. We need whaling, and then something that gives us cinnamon. Which I'm pretty sure we did see. Let's just have a read and make sure that we can pick it out. Hang on. Ginger and worn leather? Nope. Tasteless. The pell melon. Okay, so we need a pell melon. And what was the other one? Whaling. So whaling and cinnamon. Pell melon and whaling. We may as well get the fruits. Actually, no, we get the coffee beans sorted first because we need 3 and I only have... Actually, we need 4 in total. And I only have... What? Like 2 prepared? So... grab that, and there should be 1 more coffee bean around here somewhere. This one will do. Alright, let's get this all washed and roasted. And while we're waiting for all of that to do its thing, we should address the fruits that we need. Anything else going on here? I don't think so. I'm sure more stuff will start happening once Nana has her coffee. More advice, obviously, but perhaps maybe we'll be able to at least get one more item from her. So I think it's from this one? Just double check there. No, that's a Riedel beet. My bad. This one? Whaling? Yep. And then a Pelmelon, which... Whoops. Comes from that tree. This one, I think. So let's check that we have everything. Pelmelon and whaling fruit. I'm pretty sure that the whaling is the answer. Hang on. Hang on. No, yeah, that's right. Whaling fruit is the one that she specifically mentioned, but then Pelmelon, she just mentioned the taste, which is cinnamon, right? So that should do it. Let's go back to the request just to make sure that we're following it correctly. So boiling water, 3 beans. That's the first thing we need to do. Actually, let's be a little careful here, because the last time we tried to make this complicated brew, we had an issue with some of our Fluffin friends sort of moving stuff around and just drinking stuff themselves. So I probably only want like the right amount of water in there when making this particular cup of coffee. So let's not overdo it. Yeah, so that should be enough, I think. Hopefully. Hopefully that's not too much. Because we only want this to go about halfway, right? Brilliant. Let's move that across. I just need to grab all of the coffee though, so... Oh. My bad. I need the ladder. Thank you very much. Man. Did it actually get, like, even darker? Maybe. Let's grab a cup. Any cup will do. This one's tiny, isn't it? Hope she'll be happy with a tiny cup. Okay, so that's, I think, halfway there. Hopefully, we can get things right with the next one here. So, warm water, whaling, cinnamon, and a coffee bean. So we just need a coffee bean. I don't know how necessary it is to actually, like, do this whole boiling process. I think it is. Maybe there's a difference between, like, completely cold water and warm water. Hellmelon and whaling. Yeah, don't know about the colors in this one, but it's what she wanted. Okay, it went a little overboard there, but hopefully this is the brew that she's after. Where is she? Here you go. Oh no, she's broken another one. Did she break the last one as well? I think so. Did we ever get it back? Not sure. Yep, you did it. To your credit, I'll say this. You've brought me 2 cups of coffee now. Aw, that's so sweet of you to say. No, it isn't. It's the cold, objective truth. Still, you did bring me a second coffee. Fine, take something else off my hands, but only one. Oh man, I thought we could, like, put all of the bartering or haggling stuff to use. Why do we have pictures of ghosts? Unless this ghost is going to show up. I think we'll take the retro cup. I think that this looks kind of nice, especially since, you know, she's now broken a couple of our cups now. Say, the kid over there, the one whose parents are a mystery. What's her deal? What's she doing around here? No idea. She's just been running around, drawing on the walls, asking me questions. She calls herself Monster, but I don't know if that's her real name. Now listen to me. Kid like that running around unsupervised, it's no good. Kids don't just automatically become healthy, well-rounded people like me. It takes work. They need coaching. They need direction. You hear what I'm saying? What have you done for the kid, huh? What kind of direction are you giving her? I'm proudly letting her draw on the walls. That's your idea of proper role modeling? Listen up here. You're gonna ruin that kid with your hippie delusions. Gonna run her right into the ground. Forget about this ad hoc art class you're letting her host. Try giving her even an inkling of direction. You think a kid like that just figures it out all on her own? Hell no. I'm surprised you care this much about Monster. Now see, listen here. The fact that you think I'm a heartless barnacle, it doesn't bother me none. I got no need to explain myself to you. I'm just here speaking the cold, objective truth. And the truth is that you're the only person here that this kid will properly listen to. Got it? So don't screw her up with your nonsense. Alright, now get out of here. Your nanabuckless vibes are wrecking my intended atmosphere. Bye, Nana. Alright, I do like this teacup, so let's just, you know, put it down. Perhaps maybe if she requests another cup of coffee or whatever, maybe we give her one of the plain cups so that she doesn't just, like, completely break our good ones. How about that? Yeah, we've got still a few of the plain-looking cups anyway. Right, so Monster. Apparently we need to give her some direction. I'm sort of interested in maybe doing another cup of tea, though. Just so that I can get rid of some of the fruit that I've accidentally grabbed. But also, you know, I could probably just, like, give a tea to borrow. this prism pepper, like we've got a couple of them. If I put one in, we might actually be able to hear Borrow say the word triangle, right? I think that's the effect, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll do that, just to get rid of this one. Oh, and we do need some tea, right? Like, tea leaves would help. There we go. Whoops. Let's grab ourselves a cup. Actually, we need to flip this open first. Now this tea looks proper delicious though. Alright, Borrow, where are ya? Why, Miss Alta, have you brought Borrow a cup of tea? Yep, this one's for you. Wonderful. Sweet, delicious prism tea. Miss Alta, did you know that this sort of tea is frequently causing a person to say triangle? Indeed, triangle, triangle, triangle. Already a fun word, but even more fun now. So... So what's your favorite geometric shape? Ah, Miss Alta, you can be sure it is the triangle. Under normal circumstances, would Borrow say triangle or octagon? It would perhaps be a toss-up. But at this exact moment, triangle for certain. Alright, well, we're gonna have to wash that cup in a second, but let's come back to that. We'll be able to find the cup later. Let's have a chat with Monster, see if she says anything new. And perhaps maybe she would like a cup of tea this time, like properly. Hey, I got a question. If I find a thing and nobody else is using it, that means it's mine, right? Do I get to keep it? What exactly did you find? Come here, I'll show you. Okay. By the way, I haven't exactly seen too many more of her, like, drawings and stuff on the walls or on the floors or anything. So I'm not entirely sure what she's getting up to. Oh, she's going to go to the sword and then the mask. This might be a difficult conversation. Look, it's a cool sword. I found it, so I get to keep it, right? Well, that's actually my sword, so it already belongs to me. If it's yours, why was it sitting over here? Oh, well, it's a really strange reason. I don't know how to explain it. Tell me. Well... I'm a fighter. This is the sword I use in combat. You're a fighter? Yep, 8 years professionally. Whoa, that's so cool. Where'd your sword come from? How'd you get it? I had it made for me by one of the truly great blacksmiths where I lived. I gave her endless instructions and specifications for how it should feel and what it should look like. When I held the finished work, I knew beyond a doubt that it would help me become a champion. Endless days I trained with only this sword, over and over, learning its every subtlety. Years of practice, hundreds of fights, all using this sword. By the end, I felt complete and total mastery with it. This sword was made for me. I shaped myself around it. Whoa. Do you also wear this big, stupid mask while you're fighting? No, the mask belongs to, someone else. Have you ever killed a person in a fight? I don't want to talk about that. But I want to know. I want to know everything about fighting. Is it fun to be in a real fight? Does it make you feel super, super cool? Monster, I don't do all this because it's cool or fun. Really? So why do you do it? Interesting. Interesting, because she is good at it, but she loves being challenged. And I would safely assume that she does grow quite a bit from facing, you know, these challenges and facing danger. So all of them could be... Well, I guess there's no right or wrong answer here, but let's go with the first one though. Because it challenges me in a way that I love. With a lot of skills, it's totally subjective as to how good you are compared to others. But combat is black and white. Either you overpower your opponent, or they overpower you. So every time I defeat someone in combat, I know without question that I'm the one who worked harder. It's perfect, crystal clarity. I did the work and you didn't. A lot of things in the world are confusing, but this one thing isn't. It's incredible. What? What's that look? You are the coolest person ever. Really? I thought you said I was stupid and old. Yeah, that's because I didn't know you could fight. But now I know you're a fighter, a real one. That's so cool. Well, I don't feel very cool. Nah, you're cool. It's official. Aw, man. Jackie No Name would freak out if he knew I was hanging out with you. Let me have more tea. I want more tea. To drink or to abandon? Yeah. Listen, if you want tea, you should request a specific kind. What's your favorite taste or your favorite thing to eat? Sometimes I eat dirt, but not because I wanna. Just because it makes Annabeth so mad, which I like. What else? Cereal. Commander Crispies is my favorite. I eat it every time I'm staying at Tessa's place. Tessa's mom is so cool because she actually lets me eat sugary cereal. Cereal sucks if it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. That's what Commander Crispies says. Commander Crispies? Okay, so things that you eat include breakfast cereal, sugar, and dirt. Yeah, I think so. Alright, I'm going to make you a cup of tea, and this time you're going to actually drink it. Alright, well, I mean, we could make the tea that reminds people of their favorite thing to eat for breakfast, right? So, I don't think that's too much of an issue. The sugar part, we could... I think there's a fruit that is quite sugary, but the dirt part is going to be a difficult one. So, let's have a look. So, palate cleansing, mint, origins of life. Origins of life. That could mean dirt, right? Possibly. Messberry. It tastes impossible to quite place. No. Bright and tangy. Lavender. No, not quite. Savory, nutty, full-bodied, and can sometimes cause burning sensation. Maybe not. Rich with cinnamon. This is the sweet and sugary one. whistleberries. So we'll need a whistleberry, I think. And then... citrus and milk. Ice cream. Regrets. But tastes like apricots. This one contains vanilla from Milliams. Prison peppers. Rich and chocolatey. Ghost fruits are savory. Which one's the breakfast one? Oh, here, snock cones. Yeah, okay, citrus and milk, but that's fine because we want her to be able to recall what she ate frequently for breakfast. But having said that, though... she probably doesn't eat, like, breakfast cereal regularly, and perhaps maybe only has that when she's at her friend's place. Man, this is a challenge, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the snock cone, the whistleberry, and I'm gonna have to go with a Waper Sprout, because I guess it makes you feel awestruck about nature, maybe? Hang on. No, this one, sorry. My bad. Puff Pods. Taste like the origins of the planet. Yeah. Okay. I know there's probably no wrong or right answer here, but I would like to be able to maybe deliver on some of those flavors. Keep going the wrong way to get to my garden. Okay, so maybe just do a little bit of a cleanup here. Right, so Puff Pods first, maybe? I think it's from this one. Let's just double check that we've got the right thing. Brilliant, and... a snock cone. From here. And... one more is the whistleberry. I think it must be this one, right? Cool, and obviously we do need a tea ball. Okay, let's do this. Hopefully she'll actually drink the tea this time. Okay, I don't know if we do need to put things in order, but, you know, the breakfast cereal was the first point. So let's chuck that in first, and then the whistleberry is the sugary stuff, right? Like the sweetness, and then the puff pod for a taste of nature, possibly dirt flavored. So, crossing my fingers here, hopefully we get it right. I am actually looking for a dirty cup that Borrow used earlier. I don't know if that's sitting around outside, perhaps. Let me just double check. Yeah, right there. Let me throw that into the wash. Okay, monster, here we go. Here's your tea. Can I have a different one? No, drink this one. Okay. What do you think? Whoa, it tastes just like Commander Crispies. How did you do that? Snock cones and whistleberries. Well, I don't know what those are, and you can't make me learn. Maybe tea doesn't suck. If it tastes like Commander Crispies. It doesn't taste like dirt, but that's okay. I never really like eating dirt anyway. Okay, damn. Didn't get that one. I wonder if there's actually a way to get it to taste like dirt. But, I mean, I'm glad that she didn't really like the flavor of dirt anyway. Oh, hey, there's something I need to ask you. Do you think you could beat a lion in a fight? Definitely. Yeah, I think so too. How about a whale? Could you beat a blue whale? That's, I don't know how that would work. Oh, it's easy. You'd just kill it with your sword or your hands. Ah, yes, obviously. Which would you rather fight, a lion or a whale? Why not both? Oh, yeah, I want to do that too. I would stuff the lion right into the whale's blowhole. Could you beat a guy if he had a sword, but all you had was a toothbrush? Could you still kill him? Monster, combat isn't just about what type of weapon you have. Combat is about control. Control is physical, but it's also mental. Control is knowing what your opponent thinks, what he fears. If I know exactly what my opponent wants, what he's scared of, I can win every time. That's how I became a champion. I made sure nobody could control me. Whoa! This is so cool. I'm learning way more than I ever did in school. You should stay in school, probably. No way! I'm not gonna let school control me. Alright, well, at least she enjoyed a cup of tea this time. I'm happy that that actually happened. Oh, here we go. We've got someone completely new. What kind of person is that? Why are they jumping around? I guess they're just like skipping. Looks like some kind of fairy character. Anyway, before we have a chat though, I sort of want to tend to the garden a little bit more. And perhaps maybe we do need to prepare a tiny bit more tea. I mean, I do have a few tea balls though, don't I? Let's put that away. Let me just grab some more tea leaves. And I'm suspecting maybe some of the plants that we have in our garden over here might not have spores anymore. And therefore we need to move. Yeah, this blue one, for instance. So we'll do that. But let's do the tea first. Yeah, things seem to be going really well in this version of the clearing. Haven't really had too many issues with various customers. Obviously, Monster was a bit of a handful at the beginning, but she's coming around, I think. And yeah, I'm sort of thinking about what a lot of these customers are exactly, and perhaps maybe whether or not they represent different emotions, perhaps. Different wants and needs. Could be. I like how the game has some of these mundane things for you to do, which you know, gives you the breathing room, really, to sort of contemplate on things like that. Let's just fill this up. I think we're done there. Let's throw this into the drying area. And I am actually finding quite a few trinkets which I haven't placed down yet, so I better do that. There we go, and let's do the tea. And I feel like some of these pots are a little empty, aren't they? So, maybe we can add a little bit more. Why not? Yeah, that looks good. And there's probably still a few other pots missing more plants. I think most of them were outside, though. Do we want to fill all of them? Could. There we go. Oh, there's one more missing over here. What's up, little fella? They do sort of like to just follow you around now, don't they? She's still got a cup in her hand. I'm not entirely sure if she's going to eventually let that go. We've got the trellis garden as well, which is still a little empty, so perhaps maybe we could work on that. Bit of busy work here. Another cup, I like that. Okay, so back to our garden and the problem of the blue plant that needs to be moved. And perhaps maybe we can just replant it. I am running out of yellow seeds. So perhaps maybe we could try to get ourselves some more yellow seeds. What else is going to give us some yellow seeds? This one. Yeah, and that's run out of juice as well. So perhaps maybe we could move both of these. This one is... I can't remember now how to make this one. Oh, it's all just yellow. And I suppose this is all just blue. Which should be pretty easy to do, but let's maybe move the plants first. And yeah, what better place than the hanging trellis garden. So we'll put that there, and we'll move you over this way. Yeah, looks good. Let's regrow them though. Was that the right spot? Possibly. And then another yellow one over here as well. Perfect. Alright. And... Are we done with the garden? I think we are. There's still various pots everywhere, which we could, you know, populate with more plants. We'll work on those when we get the chance. Just want to clean up all of this. Yeah, I get the feeling if you let it sort of get away from you, it just becomes extremely difficult to catch up. But you know what, guys? I think this is maybe a good place for us to call it an episode for now. When we come back, we'll have a chat with this new customer, find out who they are and what they're all about. And obviously, hopefully, we'll try and serve some more tea. But thank you very much for following along with my playthrough so far, guys. It's been 20 episodes in, and I hope you're enjoying the journey so far, because I most certainly am. It's a very nice and relaxing game, which I do quite enjoy from time to time. Drop me a like if you enjoyed it, as usual, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.